This is going to be a very interesting week and everything because we're still packing, and I'm still having to go to work. But all of next week I am going to be off, and me and my family are primarily going to be traveling. This video is partially part of a blog that is going to catalog me getting ready for that journey, but at the same time, this is also going to be how this experience can actually help me with my writing. This is Kat the Crow-Winged Author here at the Magic Library, and the crow has the writing desk again. So before we get started and everything, you did hear me right. Next week I am going to be traveling. Me and my family are going up to Michigan and specifically Mackinac Island for the entirety of the 4th of July week, and we are going to be spending 4th of July up there. I will be doing a short little video series or a series of like videos and clips for like the journey and everything. Sometimes we'll be on the road, sometimes we'll be stopped somewhere, you know, just little updates to see how we're doing. So I hope you guys will follow along and enjoy that. Also, sort of a weird announcement. If you guys are looking for my book on Amazon to read in ebook, I think they've taken it down from KDP Select. I think they've taken it down from Kindle Select too. I'm not sure, I've got to check. The reason for that is because some of the other places also sell it in audiobook. So I've got to go back over them. So I've got to go back and I've got to change it and everything. So, yippee! But if you guys are interested in paranormal dark fantasy with a little bit of romance, a little bit of mystery, a coup from a villain to overthrow the ruling monarchy due to trauma, and some like little bits of the paranormal along the way, you know, like ghosts, visions, stuff like that. Definitely some vampires and some people misconstrued as demons, you may actually enjoy this story. What story am I talking about? I'm talking about Arborea Lux. My debut novel follows the story of a young woman who does not know her name, but is given the name Lux and then Luxalia, and then she travels with a Dampier named Silas and his two companions, Eldrick and Ephraim, to the city of Terma, and she basically just falls into the mystery of what happened to Silas's twin sister, Luxia, her namesake and also an Asterblood. But since her disappearance and Lux's just immediate, almost like sudden appearance and everything, she is known as the last Asterblood. She has to fight to keep her secret, primarily because her nature as an Asterblood like forces her to care. It's part of a natural trait. You know how that feeling like you don't want to care about somebody but you end up do because it's like you feel sorry for them, you're compassionate? Yeah, that's one of the challenges that she has to face. She goes from the outskirts of the city of Obsidia Terma to the mid-city, all the way up into the Morgenstern royal estate. And there's a lot of danger that comes with what she's doing and what she is. Because someone is hunting her, and she is having visions of Luxia and some of the scenes of her life and everything. And let's just say it's sort of tragic. If you guys are interested in the story, you guys can read it in paperback from Amazon, and I will try to get the ebook back up and running again. And you can also buy this on other online stores as well. You can buy it on Walmart, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, just to name a few. It's sold internationally, even as far as New Zealand and Australia, which really blew me away when I looked it up. But I hope you guys will enjoy the story and everything, so yeah. For those of you just wishing to buy it from Amazon, you guys can go down to the description below and find the link there. And once you're done with that, or if you have read it and you really like it, please go to Goodreads or from wherever you bought it and leave me a review. The reviews will help me get more circulation out there, and I would really appreciate it if you guys did that. But shameless plug out of the way, let's get into the video. Okay, so a little bit about the trip first. The trip is, let's just say that this has sort of been a long time in the making. Ever since I was little, my dad has always said that he wanted us to take us to Michigan to see where he grew up while he was in high school, but also to take us to places like Mackinac Island. And we're actually going up there to Mackinac Island, and we're also going to be camping up there. Not on Mackinac Island, for those of you who are wondering, no. We are going to be camping all the way up there. We're going to be camping in some parking lots before we get up to Michigan to really settle and do the stuff that we came there to do. We're also going to be seeing some friends of my dad's up there from when he was younger, so this is going to be very, very interesting. And one of the most interesting parts about this trip is that this trip can help me with my writing and the experience that comes with not only going from south to north, but also the stops along the way, and also it just helps with a lot of visual detail. Stephen King once said it best on writing is that writers have the power of telepathy in a way. The words that they use to describe their scenes and everything and what is happening in their stories instantly forms a picture in the mind of the reader and what they want to, and of what they want to see and what the writers want them to see. That is a form of telepathy, and I don't think I could have put it any better way, so thank you, Stephen King. Trips like this help with the experience of a writer because whether you have been on a long road trip or not, this can still be a very important experience. It will teach you to describe the weather that you experience from moving from one part of the country to another. A perfect example of this is when a number of years ago, we actually took another long distance trip and we went from our home in Alabama to El Paso, Texas, ran into a hailstorm and sandstorm in the same day across that time, little journey through time, and also from El Paso to Arizona and everything. And the Arizona trip was primarily just to see my aunt as she was getting married again, and to El Paso we were actually seeing another person from Dad's past, so it's very interesting to see how everything is. But the experiences from experiencing a hailstorm in Louisiana and then going straight into a sandstorm in Texas, having to take the scenic route around and everything because of how much more wide open the back roads were, was really, really interesting. And also the argument with my dad of whether or not where we were was technically classified as a desert. And while we were in Arizona, I got to go see the Grand Canyon, and it was so unbelievably awe-inspiring, and I will be able to use that experience for my writing if I ever do like a scene where they're visiting a canyon or they're having to travel down into a canyon. I did not take that trip, but I sort of really want to. Just stuff like that. Your experiences in life translate into your writing for what you do and everything, and that goes from anything from a mental journey to a physical journey to a mental journey. A good example of this is actually in Dreams of Blood and Ink. Unfortunately, when I started writing Dreams of Blood and Ink, I was sort of down in a low place, but I was also thinking about my experience as a first-time published author for when Arboreal came out, and I remember being so worried that nobody would like the book. And at the time, I was sort of tinkering along with the idea of a combination of Inkheart and Alice in Wonderland, and I ended up with Dreams of Blood and Ink as not really an acid trip as the original writer of Alice in Wonderland would have liked. It's more of a mental journey to see where she goes from having no confidence about herself and her writing, that sort of leaves her in a catatonic state, to having the confidence at the end of the story. and the journey in between. And it's important that even the smallest experience can help you out with that. This is a very sort of weird way to say carpe diem and everything. So yeah, it's particularly interesting. You never know what parts of your own life journey you can use for your writing and everything. If you are getting married, if you're traveling to a wedding, if you're going out of state or out of country, just for like a vacation, a business trip, a family occasion, something. All of that can be used for your writing, and it's so much more important than just a simple bit of research on Google or on any sort of search engine. And that's what's so important about immersive writing and everything. What you write based on your life experiences, because you've experienced it, you're able to put that into your writing and you're able to immerse your readers into it. And it's just like, it's simple. It's like a simple like curve of the brushstroke and everything. It's like, it will forever do a figure. It will forever be a figure eight. Because what your readers say about your book will influence you, but also what you say in your book will definitely influence the readers and everything. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, just like little figure eight cycle. And it's really interesting and everything. And I hope that, because like your journey that you're writing into your story of the book that influences the protagonist's journey will immediately cross over, and when the reader reads it and everything, they are able to be just like completely awe-inspired by whatever it is. And that is sort of important. It's important for the art of storytelling, and it's definitely important for the art of escapism into reading and everything, because we read to escape the just malaise of this world, whether it be like in like the absolute terrors. There's so much in the world going on in the world right now that we're sort of tired of it. I wouldn't be surprised if people just decided to stay at home and read books, because the worlds beyond the covers of a book are often a lot more inviting, even as far as the like war-driven worlds of like Lord of the Rings, of The Hobbit, the terror of some of Stephen King's novels, or H.P. Lovecraft, despite the racism. The absolute suspense that Edgar Allan Poe put into his stories and everything. Yeah, let's just say that experience breeds inspiration, and that inspiration can be used to definitely immerse your readers and everything. So yeah. I guess my sort of advice is that if you have a chance to really get out of your comfort zone, or to like just do something that you normally wouldn't do, this is not a little bit of a disclaimer. This is not a thing for like go home with a stranger, do drugs, nothing like that. Make sure you're at least safe with your options and everything. But what I'm trying to get at is that whenever you have an opportunity to like take a journey or from one place to another, whether it be physical or mental, whether or not you have the opportunity to like just do something like you've always wanted to do, skydiving, going to an amusement park and riding a roller coaster for the first time, and then finding out you're a total adrenaline junkie, just stuff that could be very, very positive for your writing can be interesting. And it's of course, even some of the negative. Stephen King wrote The Shining and everything while he was wrote The Shining and everything, and it was about him being and it was basically an ex-teacher who was also an alcoholic, and at the same time Stephen King had also, I believe, quit his job as a teacher, and also had a severe drinking problem. Even the negative can sometimes influence, but be very careful with the negatives and everything. I don't need people going into my comments and saying, why did you say that both positive and negative things can happen, can influence your writing? Well, first of all, they can, but I would say when dealing with the negative, basically definitely have a lifeline of some sort. I don't want you guys getting hurt. You guys have like all of this awesome writing experience that you've not put on the page yet. And I want to see what you guys come up with. So, and I believe that's all I have for you today and everything. So I hope you guys stuck around to the end of the video, and I hope you guys liked it. If you guys haven't yet, please subscribe and ring that bell for more notifications, and also help me reach my goal of 100 subscribers before the end of the year. It's a very small goal, but it's a certain milestone that I want to get to and everything. And I want to one day become a full-time content creator and a full-time writer, and your guys' support will help out with that. And how to support the channel besides subscribing and ringing that bell for more notifications: you can like this video and also drop a comment, and you can also go down to the little link in my description for my Ko-Fi account. Ko-Fi is a website that allows you to basically give tips for content creators if they don't have a Patreon. And I don't have a Patreon. I'm still working on the details for that. And I'm also trying to get to 100 or more subscribers that will actually be able to go and support me, even if it's just $1 or $5. You know, small tips and everything, small tips. But aside from that and everything, liking and leaving a comment actually helps out the algorithm and helps me get out there more and reach a whole lot more people. The same can be said for my social media accounts. I have an author page on Facebook, I have Twitter, I have Instagram, and I also have TikTok. I love doing the little book teaser trailers on TikTok and everything, because those are just absolute fun to make on CapCut and everything. And yeah. And if you've noticed down here, there is no by Power Director watermark. I am actually using CapCut for all of my videos now, and it is particularly fun to do that, because I don't have to worry about the blaring obvious thing of something that I can't get rid of. So yeah. So if you guys would like to follow me on all my social media accounts, those links are also down in the description below, and I hope to one day like just grow this community. You can also join the Magic Library Discord server, which is also down in the link below. I think it should be still good. Right now, all of the people on there are my absolute just like nutty D&D friends, and they're all, and like I made this distinction in an earlier video, is that the prep work that you do for Dungeons and Dragons and everything, whether you're a player or you're the dungeon master, definitely like it's like one of the like opposite. It's one of the sides of the proverbial it's one of the sides of the proverbial dice, preferably a D20, that is writing. I'll probably get into that a little bit more, discussing the differences and discussing the differences and discussing the similarities as well. So I'll do that in another video. Probably a video later this week, if I'm being honest. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you guys just will help out with the growth of the channel, that would be so very appreciated and everything. Don't forget, if you're interested in my book, Arborea Lux, the link for that is down in the description below, and also leave me a review on Goodreads if you have in fact read the book. This has been Kat the Crow-Winged Author here at the Magic Library, talking about the experiences of your life and how you can use them in your writing and everything. And I hope you guys have a very wonderful day, and I hope you guys keep on writing. Bye guys.